Us, when professional, we were sort of saying, "Holy Jesus," because some of the, he broke through very early, and he found himself in very big matches very early in his career. Probably thanks to Johnny breaking down a few times, which was good, but that was very helpful because it got Ross valuable game time. But sometimes we had our hearts in our mouths, but we actually began to become really confident that he and subsequently Harry as well were very, very good at taking care of themselves. So to keep themselves in very good shape. But obviously, and that's down to the whole regime that they're in and the environment and everything else. But they are very good at taking care of themselves. We became very confident that we could kind of not have to watch it from behind the sofa. So we got easier with it, and then the anxiety came. It was replaced very quickly with, will they do well? Will they be picked next week? Will they get it? If they're on the bench, are they going to get on at all? They're looking at the watch. Jesus, come on, there's only 15 minutes left. Is he going to get on? Is he going to get on? So other anxieties creep in. And what you want then is you just get totally caught up in, you want them to be successful. You want it for them because that's what they want. That's their chosen vocation for now. And so you want the best for them.
It changes your enjoyment level, doesn't it?
It does a little bit. It's like being almost like a selector or a coach. I mean, in my day, I did coaching and selecting way back. I was always exhausted after. If you watch a match as a coach or you watch a match as a selector, you can't enjoy the match because you're trying to watch for too many things and make mental notes about who's doing what and who's not doing what and whatever. When you're watching your sons playing, you're watching them. You're really watching them.
You're a parent.
You're a parent. You're a parent, yeah. And it's like being on the sideline when they're in the mini rugby all over again. Being those insufferable parents, shouting at everybody.
Yeah, it happens. Do you think we're an entrepreneurial nation more so than other people, or is that a narrative?
Without a doubt. There's no doubt in my mind about that. I think that if there was a way of measuring it per capita, I would say we are way up there.
What do you think drives that?
I think it's our history. I think it's the fact that we're an island. And I think that we have always had to punch above our weight, always. I think that's what drives us. I think as a race, we're trying to prove ourselves, I think, all the time.
I think things have moved on from your time, my time, where we were more apologetic. Now people state things as they are. I'm quite confident whether it's London or New York. It's a different type of Irish person.
It's a very well-educated Irish person. And when you think about the jobs that our young people have here now and the companies that they actually work for, and then you think the number of spin-offs from that where they do their few years in a tech company or a pharma company or whatever, and you read about them and they're talking to angels and venture capital people and they're raising money and, incredible. Yeah. And because they have an idea and they have this incredible energy and this commitment to go and take their idea off the island and make it an international accepted idea. It's incredible.
Well, going back to that point, the olden days, you have an idea, but you didn't think you would go anywhere. Now they have a belief of an idea.
Oh, that's right.
And it's so different to hear people talk. In my time, we'd be afraid to say boo.
Yeah, we would be afraid to say boo. And, they behave like rugby referees. I mean, their whole attitude to life is there any reason why I can't award the try? When they have the conversation with if the TMO is their conscience or whatever, or their banker or their backer, they don't think there's anything wrong. No, we have got over the line and we're going to get over the line again and again and again. They're so confident, which is wonderful.
I think it's great.
It's incredible. And I think that's down to, I think the education system is good. I think the support structures are good. I think there's a great awareness among our young people. They're very well versed in current affairs.
Yeah.
I mean, and contrary to all the crap you hear about, oh no, they're only into social media. But even the social media they're into, they are informing themselves. It's not just all chit chat and drivel. They really are informed. They're very, very well informed. And take them on in a debate at your peril.
I have two daughters. Trust me, I wouldn't do that. Is music important to you, Pat?
Yeah, I love music. I've always loved music. I mean, I was a child of the 60s. I grew up with the Beatles and the Beach Boys and the Mamas and Papas and the documentaries I watch. I watch all of those. Laurel Canyon, I don't know if you've ever seen
on Joni and all those guys.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 hours of that. It's quite incredible.
It's amazing the people who lived there at the time.
unbelievable. I
Incredible.
mean, what a rich vein of talent that was there. And everybody who was everybody sort of started there, which was quite incredible. So, but right through, music has been it's been the soundtrack to my life, really. I think, I've just always loved music. I always had an ambition to be a drummer in a rock band. And
we have a Dave Byrne look about you.
But I'm not musical, unfortunately.
And what songs would come to on your playlist now that would take you through those?
Yeah, I suppose I try and move with the times, but I always end up going back to
Mama's Papa's your
But I mean, like, who do I really get? I love Paul Brady. I've met him. I'll tell you a story about him. I was invited to, I don't know if you know Ron Bulger. Have you had Ron Bulger?
No.
Ron, KPMG, an ex-chairman of Aircom, and Ron's a lovely man. And Ron was having a party for Jenny, his wife. They live out way beyond Enniskerry, out in Glencree. And he was having a birthday party. So he invited Jane and myself. Anyway, we were lovely house and whatever. We were all sitting down for grub. So he organised it that we were sitting with Paul Brady and his wife and himself and Jenny having the dinner at the party. It was fantastic.
Was he relaxed?
Very relaxed.
Because when he's relaxed, he's great. But
here's the story though, right? So it was about 11:15 and he looks at his watch and he very politely says, he says, if you could excuse me, he says, I have to go. I said, I have a bit of a thing on tomorrow. And I, of course, naively said, what are you doing tomorrow, Paul? He says, well, I'm headlining at Glastonbury. And he was.
Yeah.
And he was the headline act next day in Glastonbury. But I think he's fantastic. And it was, I like so much of his stuff. And he's so varied. And I don't even read his book.
I have really.
It's a fantastic read.
Yeah.
And he epitomizes to me, it's not just about his music, it's the man. Epitomizes to me resilience.
Well, he and I corresponded on Instagram regularly. He Heart Station when I lived abroad, and the songs on that epitomised what it was like to be an immigrant and how tough it was.
Yeah.
And that song still resonates. He plays in Conway's Many Nights in Black Rock on Thursday night, Cadence Curatorial. Those songs and lyrics to me are powerful.
Yeah, but you look at, the titles of the songs, like Crazy Dreams.
Oh, Crazy Dreams.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, nobody knows. Lakes.
Nothing but the same old story. Come on. It's a soundtrack for life. It really is, I think he's fantastic. My oldie kind of favourite, probably Windmills of Your Mind.
Oh, yeah.
Nielsen, even though I think Dusty Springfield did a better version. Al Stewart, You're the Cat. God, that takes some beating.
Yeah.
Like even
1975, is it 76?
Yeah. Like Rupert Holmes.
Oh, yeah.
So my wife would be giving out to me afterwards saying, you didn't mention any females. but I got Dusty Springfield.
You got Dusty Springfield, yeah. And poetry, is it the quotes you fly around with literally in your head?
The only one that I'm very taken with narratives I come across. I love words and I love well-written pieces. I love that. But I suppose poetry, I'd go back to my real early schoolboy days and I suppose Gray's Elegy. It's about the cows winding their way home and whatever. But I can't remember the most of it. But the end of the sentence of the bar is, and like a flower born to blush unseen and wasted sweetness on the desert air. And it's about the flower or the wild rose stuck in behind the thistles or everything else. And, and nobody's ever going to see that. And I always thought that was such a tragic line, but very emotive. And
it paints a picture,
It paints a picture.
Like the work doesn't really go unnoticed. It may go unseen, but the work is important.
Your work is important,
Yeah, and people always want to get the attention and award.
That's right.
Verbal or otherwise,
I would think that poetry, though, I think that U2 and, Bono and The Edge, I think if you look at just the words, the music is brilliant, but the words are amazing.
Yeah.
And I find that even though they've been around for a hell of a long time, their writing has got better with the later albums. Didn't have the same, maybe acclaim, but when you look at the words, Songs of Innocence, for example, amazing, a very, very amazing album, really. And I would say the lyrics, if there was a Nobel Prize for lyrics on an album, I think those lyrics to me are poetry. They are poetry.
No, sometimes I ask people, about quotes about being Irish. And there's